Well, moving on, Stormi visits KeKe.
Oh,
KeKe apologizes for snatching Stormi's cards because she did snatch some cards up and throw them. Tisha ignored her and it triggered her. She calls Marsau Tisha's wife, which I just don't like when people do that. Calling women the B word, calling him his wife.
Calling men the B word.
Yeah, calling men the B word, calling men people's wives. Like, one, I feel like you're like downing women, like saying like women are catty and awful and all these different things. And also, he's a man. He's just how he is. Like, I don't know.
And if he punch you, you can't do nothing about it.
Yeah, so I just think that's just dumb to me. Anyway, KeKe said that she wishes that she didn't love Tisha and all of this would be so much easier.
Continue.
Stormi brings up Marsau, saying how KeKe seems like she's on drugs due to her actions. And in the confessional, KeKe says she wants to shake Tisha for not realizing Marsau is cheating on her.
Stop right there. Question. This leads me to my second question that I asked in the beginning of the episode. Really, what is wrong with KeKe? We can't use drugs now. Let's take drugs.
That's off the table.
No, it's not off the table. Let's just push it.
Okay, to the corner.
Let's just take it to the side.
Okay.
Because, listen, we'll go with it, Carlos. Okay? If you had to say something else, what is wrong with KeKe? You can't use drugs. What's wrong with her, Blair?
I think KeKe...
Diagnose her for us.
I think KeKe is feeling disrespected because of being ignored.
Oh, I'm not talking about in that situation alone. I'm talking about everything.
Overall, what's wrong with KeKe?
Overall,
I just think
from everything that you've seen of KeKe, every scene you've seen up to this point, even this scene itself.
I'll just place it as I think KeKe is really insecure.
Okay. I like that. I like that.
I think that she's insecure about her history with drugs. She does come out and talk about it, which is a huge thing to do, but I think it still can be embarrassing. So when people use it against you, it does hurt. I think that KeKe is insecure about her position on the show and that she, just hasn't been on long enough. People don't necessarily respect her. And in comparing herself to Tisha, she might just feel inadequate. So I think all of that combined, it's just like I feel like her bringing up this whole marital stuff, like we've been talking about the marital stuff with Tisha and Marsau. People have said things, but nothing's really stuck. I'm just like, at this point, like, why keep it going? It's up to Tisha on whether or not she believes it or if Marsau has really even done anything. So anyway, I just think KeKe's insecure. What do you think?
Oh my gosh. It's so hard because truth be told, if you didn't tell me that she was on drugs, that wouldn't be a good safety net that's my safety net to say.
Okay.
It's like, if you was to tell me that she's on drugs and she's acting like this, I think I would have a sigh of relief. I'd be like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's like
she's not in her right mind.
It's like it's easier.
Yeah.
Now it's hard as hell. Because I really don't know what's wrong with this woman, this grown woman. You said she may be upset about her position in the show. She's a main character now. She has a whole, you get what I'm saying? Like I really don't understand. Like, you got this show by being Tisha's cousin. Tisha's on the show. If Tisha wasn't on the show, you wouldn't be on the show. I'm not saying that you should worship at the altar of Tisha, but I really don't know what's going. She can't stay on a subject for too long. And it's everybody. And eventually we Trick will touch on it in like a couple moments, that she says she came there not even with the intention of getting it with Tisha, but to get into it with Tiffany. But Tiffany wasn't there yet, so I guess she just went back to Tisha. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, it's all these things that I think, to your point, is insecurity. And if you are clean, we didn't take it off the table, but we definitely moved it to the side to where we're not going to say you on. Listen, we gonna go by what Carlos decided to show us, right? We're not going to say it's drugs. But KeKe, you got to tell us what's wrong with you then. If you ain't going to let us say it's drugs, then you got to tell us what's wrong with you. And it can't be, I just love her so much. I'm not accepting that. Because if you love her so much, you would do what she asks you to do. And she said, don't speak of my marriage. Don't bring up my marriage. Listen here, whatever my husband does, that's between me and my husband, speaking as Tisha. You get what I'm saying? So it is some type of insecurity, and I can understand it does hurt, to Blair's point, if you are clean, and if you are making the work, and if you do experience some type of withdrawal, so if you do even experience the want to, and you choose not to, I can see why that could be hurtful, and why that would make you insecure, to basically like, hey, look, I shared my story with these people and things like that, and every time I act erratic or things of that nature, y'all say I'm on drugs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think KeKe, if I was to break it down even smaller, I think she's a liar. I think she's a liar. Have you ever met someone who just lie? It's just a chronic problem. You just lie.
Just any and everything.
It's just like, what's wrong with you? You're just lying. I think KeKe is a liar. You get what I'm saying? I think she over exaggerates things that doesn't have to be over exaggerated. And when people point out the over exaggeration, she goes, well, you know this. I think she's a liar. Oh. And that's a problem. Continue. Come on.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, going back to what you were saying about her initially, she wanted to confront Tiffany.
Yeah.
So they talk about Tiffany's interview of Carlos.
Yeah.
And they showed a clip of it, and Tiffany, basically what she was saying, I guess certain actions and the way KeKe was acting, Tiffany was like, I'm better than that. Like, you're better than that. Talking to Carlos, like, is KeKe better than that? I don't know. And they took it as Tiffany openly saying that she's better than KeKe. KeKe says that Tiffany's been talking bad about Stormi's products. Stormi had gifted her some products as well as like some roses, since Tiffany had been having, a hard time with the baby and who was working and stuff like that. And in their ingredients, she talked bad about the ingredients, and she calls Tiffany a Karen.
What do you think about the whole Tiffany and Carlos King interview from what we saw? Like, how did you feel about that?
I mean, I feel like, I don't know.
And the reason why I asked, because I had bias in my head watching it, because I already don't like Tiffany. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, somebody else don't like Tiffany? Cool. You know what I'm saying? But I'm really was looking like, what did she really say to make you really want to,
like, confront her?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, I understand, like, just basically the fact of, like you said, you didn't really know me like that, but you're talking about me. But to me, I'm just like, in interviews, people ask messy questions. They bring you up. So I don't necessarily think Tiffany just brought you up in conversation. It was probably from a conversation or a question that Carlos had. But about Tiffany saying, like, the whole, like, we're better than this, like, is KeKe better than this? To me, it's typical Tiffany. Was it a good thing to say out loud? No. But do people probably talk like that in their house and think like that? Yeah, because why are you acting like this?
For some reason, I took that as a criticism as a castmate. I didn't take that as
a good way to put it.
I didn't see that as a criticism as a person, because she made it seem like you're better than this. We're better than this as a unit, as a representation of love and marriage. Huntsville, and how we want to be portrayed in the public eye, and it's just like she's making us look bad. And I'm only putting pieces together. Cause remember the first episode or the second episode, I think it was the first one, where Tiffany was like, "You think it's smart as a business decision to be around for us to be around KeKe?" I took that as a representation of the show more than like, I think I'm better than you. But if we was to go deeper, if I was to go in that closet and get my dashiki out of there, right? There is this there's this colorist thing. You get what I'm saying?
You can't ignore that.
No, you can't. Every optic matters. You get what I'm saying? Especially in Alabama, Yeah. So you have someone who is dark skinned and you have someone who is light skinned and things of that nature, even to the point where KeKe referred to Tiffany as a Karen. Do you get what I'm saying? Like this optics, there's undertones to it, to where it's like, yo, I got this light-skinned, almost white woman telling me that she's better than me. Yeah. And you get what I'm saying? And she's a Karen, So there's always these undertones of it that makes it seem, more than what it is. But I will say, KeKe, something is wrong with you if you feel like this goes to my point. There's something is wrong with you if you feel comfortable going to somebody's house causing drama. Guess what? There's something called a phone. You have a problem, call somebody. But besides, you're not trying to. The reason why people think something's wrong with you, because all these problems that you call yourself trying to solve, we look at you and we just see you starting more fires. You started a fire with Stormi and Tiffany now.
Yeah.
Saying, you know what? Tiffany don't like your products. You don't come off as a solutionist.
You're causing chaos everywhere you go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's very crazy. That's very, very crazy. Not you. And also another thing, I just want to make it clear. It's not that when I say I don't like Tiffany, I don't like the character she portrayed, because I don't know these
we don't
people.
know her.
But I'm just going to take it as, the character that you show on TV, it could be a character you playing up. I'm not a fan of. Continue.
Yeah.